Hello, my lovely, and welcome to the ADHD Entrepreneur. My name is Carrie, and I'm your host and the chief weirdo of Carrie Out Loud. I'm so glad that you found the podcast. And as a woman with ADHD who mentors women with ADHD, I am here to help you harness the traits you contend with and show you how to work with them and not against them. So that way your business will grow and thrive with a lot less stress and overwhelm, and you can have a lot more fun. So if that's your jam, you're in the right place. Let's get started. See you on the inside. Hello, my lovely, and welcome back to the ADHD Entrepreneur. Thank you so much for returning. And if you're brand new around here, welcome. If you are curious about the story behind my ADHD diagnosis and when I really started the ADHD content here, that would start around episode 59, but my backstory starts at the beginning, so feel free to start in either place. I like to share that for anyone who is brand new. So welcome. I'm Carrie. I'm the chief weirdo of Carrie Out Loud, and today is a business episode. So one of the things I do is I oscillate between a business episodes and ADHD specific episodes. Every once in a while, I'll kind of combine them a little bit, but for the most part, when I'm talking about ADHD, I'm talking about ADHD and resources there. And on the other side, I talk about business. And so one of the things about becoming an entrepreneur with ADHD is that it is almost a perfect fit. Think about this. Sitting at a desk job where you're trying to sit still and focus and do what you're told and follow instructions in certain capacities doesn't work for our brains very well. So, a lot of people, women especially, who don't know they have ADHD or undiagnosed or are newly diagnosed. So, if you're undiagnosed, you're like, what the F is wrong with me? Why can't I just sit still and do my work? When you're newly diagnosed, you're like, oh, now I understand why I can't effing sit still and do my work. And this was something that was discussed last week when I did an interview where my cousin knew the exact moment when she was going to not go back to college because she knew she literally couldn't sit there and focus. And it wasn't until years later that she figured out it was from ADHD. So we don't always know what's going on until we finally get that diagnosis. And as I've spoke about many times, often it's called anxiety and depression until they figure out the underlying condition. So that's a little bit about the ADHD piece that I talk about. But today, in talking about business, I wanted to share with you what you can create to be a North Star for your business. So, creating a business instead of continuing to sit at a desk job where it is very difficult for you to be works beautifully with your brain because it gives you flexibility and freedom. There are days where you are more capable and have more capacity. There are days that you have less. In a standard work environment, sometimes that is not understood or it is misunderstood as lazy or not, or you're stupid, or, and I hate using these words, but these are words that people get called with ADHD that are untrue because we literally have a neurological disorder. So with entrepreneurship, you don't get bored because you're continually creating new things. Even though you have a brand or a business, underneath that, you can create whatever you want. Like literally, you can pull whatever you want out of your brain and make it into something. How cool is that? I mean, seriously. And with ADHD, we are freaking creative beings. And yes, we may need some guardrails and we may need some accountability, but that does not mean you are not capable to create a business and become an entrepreneur and thrive in a different way than you've ever seen before in your life. So, Why am I telling you all of this? It's part of my brand manifesto. This is why I do what I do, why I teach what I teach, why I am working with who I am working with. What are my underlying values? What is my compass? It's called a brand manifesto or a business manifesto. And this is something that a lot of businesses and brands create out of the gate. It could be their mission statement, it could be considered their why, right? You hear the why. What's your why? I'm sure in business, or if you've been around and putting your ear to the ground about owning a business, you're going to hear, what's your why? What's your why? You'll hear that a lot. Well, there's a reason for that. Why are you doing it? Why should anybody care? What are you here for? So actually, I'm doing a masterclass around creating a brand manifesto, the how to, and it's going to come with an ebook. It's going to be incredible. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to take the recording and the ebook and create something where you can take it and learn it anytime you want to. So if you're hearing this and it's past October 11th, 2023, then you will be able to go to my website and grab this course and the book and create this on your own at your own pace. So I'm going to tell you what a brand manifesto is and what kind of like the first couple of steps are. But I don't want to go too deeply into it because there is a lot that goes into it. It's something that takes a little bit of time. It's not something that I can just explain in 20 minutes. But, and I like to keep the episode short unless they're an interview. So bite size, because with ADHD, we have the attention of a squirrel. So let me read to you what a brand manifesto is kind of in the words that my team and I have put together. So a brand manifesto serves as the North Star guiding your journey. How cool. It's the foundational document that encapsulates your vision for your business, your values, personal and the values of your business, the purpose of your business, and it translates them into a narrative that resonates with your audience, your people, your community, the people that you are wanting to be of service to. Your brand manifesto isn't just a piece of paper, it's the heart and soul of your business. And it not only defines your why, which I was just talking about, which is the reason your company exists beyond making a profit, because we are in business to earn a good living. And it is absolutely possible to do that on the internet. Pretty incredible. But it also outlines your vision for the ideal world your brand aims to create. And I'll get to that in a minute about my own business so you can understand what I'm saying here. It establishes the values that underpin your business culture. It helps foster trust with the people that you want to be of service to. And it articulates your objectives, creates a roadmap, and helps you with the compass towards your more lofty goals. A well-created one is a compass, it's a motivator, and an unwavering guide as you navigate the landscape of entrepreneurship. It'll help you stand out, it'll help you connect with people on an authentic level, and it'll help you leave the mark on your industry, whatever that may be. My industry is coaching. So my business brand is women. That was a different thing. Is Carry Out Loud. Why was it Carry Out Loud? Well, the whole reason why I created Carry Out Loud was to help other people stop not speaking their truth, saying the things out loud that other people have trouble saying, to articulate out loud what certain struggles are with what we contend with, but to also share out loud that you can do things that feel hard anyway. Even though sometimes things feel impossible, there's always a way to figure it out. I heard this saying long ago, everything is figure outable. Some people might disagree with me, but I've been on this planet for 50 years, and I can tell you that so far, everything has been figure outable, including getting a diagnosis, including your ADHD, including figuring out how to do certain things in your home, do certain things in your business. It's all figure outable with the right support, the right community. There's so many things that you can do to help you figure things out. So that's why Carry Out Loud, the out loud part of the program, is what it is. That's my value. It's being out loud, living a life out loud. And back before I had my ADHD diagnosis, I don't think I realized how relevant this was going to be because when I got my ADHD diagnosis, I felt not very out loud. I felt muffled, and I felt the weight of all the masks that I had on, and I felt the weight of what do I do now, and what direction do I head in now, and what am I going to do? And I had my brand manifesto. I've had it for a long time, and it was there to remind me to keep living my life out loud, to keep talking about things. And there was a little bit where I had to go inside and turn internally and take a beat because getting that diagnosis was, even though I wanted it, even though I asked for the testing, there are emotions and feelings and things that come with it that are unexpected. And those feelings and emotions are different for everyone. But there are a couple of underlying ones that are pretty common, such as like grief and anger. Grieving years that you could have known and anger that nobody caught it, right? These are all the reasons why I coach women in business so they can live their dreams out loud, so they can share out loud. I know I've said, I think that we should make this into a drinking game. Every time you listen to this episode and you hear out loud, you have to say, I don't even drink. And I don't know. That could be funny. But my point is that manifesto and the name that I created brought me back to center. Brought me back to center when I had been slightly derailed. I say slightly. I wish you could see. If you are not watching this on YouTube, you can see my face. My eyes are just like wide open. But it helped bring me back. It was the compass. It is the North Star of my business, and it is my reminder of why I'm here. And initially, anxiety was the thing I was leaning into, but the brand was always me, Carrie, out loud. So when I received my diagnosis and had this deep knowing that I had to pivot, I knew that the people who were there in my business with me and in my world, they'd come along with me because, frankly, a lot of you probably have ADHD because I tend to be like a honing beacon for ADHD women because we know each other. We see each other. Even if we don't even know that we have ADHD, we still see each other. It's the wildest shit. But the manifesto was the thing that brought me back, that helped me back to center, and that helped me do episode 59 of this podcast to talk about my experience, to talk about getting that to being back to my brand, which is out loud. Do you see what I'm talking about? That's what this manifesto is for. First, it's giving you your values. My values are speaking out loud, being my most audacious self, having the audacity to show up imperfect, without pointing it out, having the audacity to think that I can run a business. Well, because I can, right? So that's one piece. Another piece is it helps remind you who you're talking to. I'm talking to women. And at first I was talking to women with anxiety. I'm still talking to women with anxiety because women with ADHD, underlying as a side effect of undiagnosed ADHD is anxiety. So I still talk about that, being anxious. Sometimes I am anxious. It's part of my ADHD. But when I pivoted slightly from anxiety content more towards ADHD content, it was smooth sailing once I got there because I had this manifesto and I understood why I was doing what I was doing. Underneath everything is the desire to help women create businesses, the desire for women to thrive in businesses, the desire for women to collaborate and come together in their businesses and know that there's enough for everybody and not to compete, but to collaborate. Because somebody who loves me may not love a different coach who specializes in ADHD women. They may be completely drawn to somebody else. If I collaborate with somebody, am I supposed to be worried that they'll be liked better than me? No, because who's meant to find me will find me. Who's made to work with me will work with me. They'll find me. They will fall into my lap. I completely believe that, and that's something I want to instill in you. Collaboration is big. Community is everything. I was recently watching a documentary, and one of the 4 main pillars of a longer life was community. End of story. Every place that they went to see why longevity existed in these particular zones, every one of them, one of the elements was community. I know I've talked about that already, but I'm bringing it back up again because one of my values for Carry Out Loud is community. So all of those pieces were still in my manifesto. Helping women create businesses, period. I had a little more understanding when people have anxiety and how to help them navigate. Still do. Also have that same skill set to help ADHD women as well, but also have the skill set to help any woman who wants to start a business. So I'm not in this box. I can help the gamut of people, but I have a specialty, and my specialty is pivoted. That's cool. That's part of the wonderful thing about the creativity that goes into being an entrepreneur with ADHD is you have that ability to shift and change and create all of those things that are going on in your mind. I mean, I see some of my friends and some of my clients creating some of the coolest shit. Things that I would have never thought of in a million years because that's not my genius. I'm not supposed to think of it. They are. What's my objective? To help them take that thing, give them ideas on how to market it, sell it, create bonds with their people. Because I'll tell you what, the bonds I create with my people are not bullshit. As a matter of fact, I have one of my friends coming to my house this weekend. We're going to go see a concert. You're all real people to me. Every single person who is in the DMs and chatting with me, like, I don't just think of you as little digital things or dollar signs. Yes, I'm here to do a job, just like you are here to create a business so that we can create an income and create that freedom, right? But at the end of the day, community being one of my values, I mean that. So I want to create that community feel on my page and educate you at the same time, make you feel seen, make you feel valued. And also, if you decide to start a business, you may consider me because you've been watching and you like how I do things. That is what the brand manifesto brings together. and ties up in a nice bow. Some people will take this and take the course and hyper focus and bust out that manifesto like quick. They will tune out because ADHD, right? Tune out the world. Here it is. Other people will need a little bit more time. There is no wrong way. There is no wrong way. There are no rules. Like all of the rules are made up. Are there guidelines and things that you can do that will make things easier? Yes, 1,000%. In your business, the sooner you can get certain things automated, it will make your business easier. Along the way, you're going to find these areas that will make your business easier. And you'll transition through those slowly as you build. It's not meant to all happen overnight. How many overnight successes do you know? Like, really? You haven't seen the behind the scenes. You don't know if they've been doing that for 10 years. You don't know if they had an account that had 400 people. Actually, every account you look at on Instagram started at 0. Every last one. So, creating this manifesto as a solid foundation to your business, especially if you want longevity. If you're going for the long term here, because that's what's so cool, you can create this business for the long term. If that's where you're going, having a brand manifesto is going to help you when you are feeling stuck or you don't know where you're going, because it's going to remind you of what you're doing and why you're there and who it is that you're there to help. So if you aren't busy on October 11th, 2023, let me know. I will put you on the wait list and I will be sending out the link soon. If it's after that date, this will be in my, it'll be a grab and go for you. And think about that. Teaching it once, then putting it into an offer suite. Just a little business tip, right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel over and over and over again. So I'm going to teach that to you. And then it'll be in existence. These are the kind of things I teach. So thank you so much for listening, as always. I appreciate you being here every week that you listen. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, because this podcast is one of the best things that's happened in my own life, because I get to have an opportunity to have a little chitty chat with you each week on something that may resonate with you or help you in some capacity. And that's truly at the core of my Carry Out Loud brand manifesto, is that community, being supportive. So with that said, I see you. I love you. I'm rooting for you always. Stay untamed, baby. Stay wild. Take those masks off. I know it'll be one at a time and it'll take time to adjust, but keep pulling them off, because we want to see you. We want to see you shine in Technicolor. I know I do. It's a whole different feeling when you just let that freak flag fly. So I will see you next time. Thanks for being here again. Bye.